Hey everyone, welcome to another Return to Ravnica Draft. And for the first pack, basically comes down to an uncommon and a rare. Deadbridge Goliath is pretty nice. You know, it's a 5/5 for 4, which by itself is pretty nice and limited, with upside once you get to 6 mana. It pretty much becomes a, you know, Blessings of Nature, what have you, out of the graveyard. Then you have a Call to Conclave, which is pretty nice for Selesnya deck, but I don't know if we want to be Selesnya yet. This Deadbridge obviously goes better with Golgari than Selesnya, but it could fit in either one just because it's, you know, it's a solid creature no matter what. So I think I'm just going to pick it up here, even though Call to Conclave might be slightly better. You know, they're both pretty much the same thing. It's just an efficient creature for a low mana cost, but this one has a little bit more upside, and it's a rare. So, yep. Alright, so now we have a Slime Molding, which keeps us on color. Also works, unlike Deadbridge Goliath, works a little bit better in Selesnya because of Populate. You know, like pay 4, make a 4/4, and then Eyes in the Skies, make another, or I guess it'd be 3/3 for 4. So, also unlike Deadbridge, it's a little bit undersized for the cost. But again, it's a token, so like I said, it works better in Selesnya, but I'll still take it over the Sluiceway Scorpion, so that we're not drawn into one color or the other. Although I will keep Golgari in mind as we move forward. Alright, Golgari Decoy is pretty sick, and we continue our mono green strategy, which isn't necessarily recommended for Return to Ravnica drafts, but this guy works pretty well in any deck, but best in Selesnya when you have like a bunch of tokens on the board and makes them all unblockable for a turn essentially. But it's a solid creature. I'll go ahead and pick it up here. Alright, so now we start thinking about our second color. Black is looking very open, so it's probably going to be Golgari. So it's between Stonefair Crocodile, Sluiceway Scorpion, Assassin Strike, and then Treasured Find is far behind all those. And then Terrace Worm, I suppose, but I would rather take Archweaver just because it's on color with what we know we're going to be. I think Assassin Strike's a little bit better than the Scorpion, but I'm going to take the Scorpion anyway because if we choose not to go strictly Golgari, it's going to be easier to splash, and it's just a solid creature. Still remains to be seen which looks like our 4-drop is going to be the critical mass point, if you will, of our deck, at least so far, unless we pull like another insane rare. We just got to decide if we want to be aggro or mid-range, because that tends to be where green ends up, one or the other. Oh, here we go. A Chorus of Might, Eyes in the Skies, Common Bond, a Guild Gate. I think I like Eyes in the Skies here a little bit more. I'm pretty sure that the person just to my left is going to be Selesnya, because they're probably going to take the Call to Conclave. But I already, it's not too late to start moving into Selesnya if I wanted to, since we have this Slime Molding. I've seen a couple token producers already. I like Eyes in the Skies quite a bit. Otherwise it'd be Chorus of Might, which is better in Selesnya, Long Legs, which is fine in any color as long as you're green or black, and then some red and blue cards we're not going to consider. But yeah, I like Eyes in the Skies considerably. Alright, we have a Courser's Accord, which is probably the best card in here. Also a Rootborn Defenses, which combos reasonably with like Golgari Decoy, and I guess Sluiceway Scorpion a bit. But I don't know if we're going to need it if we're just going to have these efficient creatures, because generally they're just going to overpower the opponent's creatures anyway. So I'll just start trying to cut off white and move into Selesnya, splashing black, or perhaps not black at all. Or we could just, you know, continue going Golgari and splash white for this or something. Hopefully that Selesnya Guild Gate comes back, but not likely. Very dependent on the next couple picks, of course. Alright, so now I think I'm just going to take the gate. Pretty easy choice. There's nothing else for us, and fixing is always a plus. So when we have a gate like Selesnya, I actually prefer not to go Selesnya because I like the gates a bit more for splashing purposes than on color. Like if we were going to splash black right now, we'd have to just run straight swamps, while our green and white mana is already the focus, so the gate is not as important. So so what I'm hoping right now is to continue with Golgari and splash white with the Guild Gate. But I mean, I'm fine with it either way. If we pick up a Golgari Guildgate, of course, that could change things. Alright, no Guildgate, but we get a Seller of Songbirds, which is probably better than Ethereal Armor. Gives us something to populate with Eyes in the Skies. Seller of Songbirds actually is also not too bad if we are splashing black, because there's cards like Launch Party and the 4 mana, each player sacks a creature dude. This works fairly well with. Yeah, I guess we can start just moving into Selesnya here. Armory Guard is fine. We already have 1 gate. Probably going to pick up 1 or 2 more if we're lucky. And yeah, so I guess we're just gonna. We're a little bit late on the populate train, but we can still force it. I did pass up on the Call of the Conclave, but I'm not too upset about that because I do like Dead Bridge Goliath, no matter what colors we're in. Alright, another Armory Guard and a bunch of crap. I'm not sure if I want to play 2 Armory Guards, but it's still fine because, you know, our 4-drops are already pretty good without them. You know, we could play a 2/5 for 4 or a 5/5 for 4. It seems like a pretty obvious choice between the two, but we will see. Alright, I can see myself playing Sundering Growth more than Perilous Shadow at this point. I actually don't like Perilous Shadow as much as I did when I first started playing with it. You have to be pretty heavily into black, and I'm not a huge fan of black in this format. It's kind of weak on its own. I mean, obviously most colors are weak on their own in Ravnica, but green and white are pretty strong monocolor-wise. And alright, I guess I take another one. Don't really want to play Terra Swarm. Oh, and we get Guildgate back. That is excellent. So I guess right now what we're looking at is a splash of black, but we could just very well take out the Scorpion because we've got some other 4-drop options, but yep, just gonna have to see what happens in the next couple packs. Okay, we have another pack. Let me just enlarge this for you. I always forget to do that. If my mouse stops freaking out, let's go. There we go. We're not going to be playing this rare because black is iffy as it is, and red is obviously out of the question. And there's not much force here except I guess Giant Growth and the Golgari Guildgate, and I'm not even sure about the Black Splash right now, so I think I'm just going to take the Giant Growth here. It's pretty good in Selesnya. Combat tricks are pretty important when you're just attacking with a bunch of creatures every turn, because you want to just try to overwhelm them with creatures and trick them into making bad blocks. Okay, now we see a couple of very good Selesnya options here. We have another combat trick, Swift Justice, another fairly efficient creature with upside when you get to 6 mana. Courser's Accord, Phantom General, and a Selesnya Charm, which I'm probably going to take here. Kind of does everything we want. It can be removal, it can be a combat trick, or it can be a low drop creature, all of which Selesnya wants. I would have also liked the Phantom General there, but we're running a little bit low on populatable creatures at the moment. Pretty much just birds from the Eyes in the Skies and Seller of Songbirds. Centaurs are 6-drop and a Slime Molding. This pack is kinda weak. I guess I'm going to take Stab Wound, and I will splash black. Hopefully that Golgari Guildgate comes back. The Stab Wound is just an awesome card, and it shouldn't be going 3rd pick, generally, unless it was just a very strong pack, but it didn't look like it. Then again, there's a rare missing, so I won't judge. Alright, well this pack is chock full of things we want. We do kind of want Roomborn Defenses now. We want Centaur's Herald, we want Common Bond, and we want the Golgari Guildgate. But I'm going to take Centaur's Herald, because it gives us a populatable creature, and we're running a little bit low on low drop creatures at the moment, which is where Selesnya really shines. So pretty easy pick there. If that wasn't there, I would have taken the Guildgate most likely, and then probably Rootborn Defenses, but I like 3/3s for 1. Generally pretty strong and limited, I'd say. I don't know why this card's a common, because it's pretty sick. Okay, we have another Selesnya Guildgate. We have a Druid's Deliverance, we have a Swift Justice, and an Azorius Justiciar. I don't know if we need a 3rd Selesnya Guildgate, because we're already heavily Selesnya, and like I said, I like it better when you're splashing a 3rd color. Like, if it was Golgari Guildgate, I'd snap it up right here. But I like the Justiciar. It's good when you want to attack with things and they leave back like Hover Barrier or something, which can be pretty annoying. I like Swift Justice too, to some extent, but we already have Giant Growth and Selesnya Charm, so it's not as important to get more tricks. So I'll just take another 4-drop and probably think about cutting some coming up here. Alright, normally I would take the 4-drop again, but I'll take the Giant Growth. Certainly better than Slitherhead for us. Yeah, so now we're just going to focus on creatures, and Golgari Gilgates, and we'll be fine. So, start cutting some things. I'll cut the growths. Okay, what do we have here? We have a Dreg Mangler, which is fine, but I'll go ahead and take the Rootborn Defenses because our black splash is going to be kind of tight if we can't get more Gilgates. If I'd already had 2 Golgari Gilgates there, I probably would have taken the 3/3 haste, but Rootborn Defenses is fine. It's good when you're trying to break board stalls, and like I said, it combos with Golgari Decoy fairly well. So now I guess I'm taking the Soul Tithe, because it's fine removal. I mean, it does one of two things. It either forces the opponent to get rid of their permanent, or forces them to use their turn saving it, both of which is fine. It's either a Time Walk or a Doomblade, basically. All in one, except it gives the opponent the choice. Probably not playing Terror Swarm, so I'll take this for the sideboard against, I don't know, like Azorius Charm or something, perhaps. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work because it's only on their turn. I don't even know if that card's any good, but So Phantom General came back by some miracle, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 token producers at the moment. So I guess it's fine. Again, our 4-drop spot is pretty tight, so I'm not sure about this pick, but maybe I like Drudge Beetle a little bit better, actually. No, actually, you know, if you're going Selesnya, that card's pretty necessary. Alright, well, I'm certainly not going to be playing Towering Indrik. It's iffy, but I don't want to play against Dynacharge, so I also don't want to play against that. And we get our choice of these two. We have enough tricks already, so okay, so once again, our focus in the third pack is going to be more token generators, so we'll see how that works out for us.